Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Oscars recap. And oh boy, I thought we were going to talk about like the winners and everything was a little bit too obvious, but yeah, the Oscars happened. And in the words of Amanda from Candid Cinema, I'm gonna steal this from her. The Academy Academied at some point. Um, and yeah, quite a few shocks late into the ceremony. Not late, but started like halfway into the ceremony or something. Hello, Tony Movie Chappie. Thank you for being here, my friend. Thank you for joining. Um, so yeah, I'm just straight going to start by, I guess, running down the winners. But hello, G Colby P, good friend of the channel. He's always here. I truly appreciate it, man. And I'm just going to start by naming the winners and give some quick thoughts, but I want you guys, you who are watching, to direct the conversation. If there's a topic you want to talk about, you want my thoughts on it, and share yours, please, by all means. I want you guys to direct the conversation today. I want you guys to talk about this, or what do you think about that, and whatnot. But nevertheless, quick rundown of the winners. I got 18 out of 23 right. A few of those completely shocked me that I didn't get right. A few of those shocked me that I did get completely right. Namely, namely the shorts, documentary, and song. I got song right. Who would have thunk it, huh? Anyway, let's start. I'm going to share the image with you guys. Let's not just be me talking about this. Okay, here we go. Why am I small? I should be the big picture, not... Can I do this? No. Can I do this? Can I do this? Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's zoom in a little bit. You guys can see that better, right? A little bit more. Yeah, that shows it. All right. So, best winner. There's a worse winner. Dumbass. So, winner for best visual effects was Tenet. This was rather obvious. I said yesterday that maybe if there was something to surprise us, to shock us, it would have been Midnight Sky. I really didn't count on it. I'm very happy that it went to Tenet. As someone who did love Tenet, I'm very happy that it got the love that it did. I'm very happy that it got this. Maybe it should have gotten one more award. Maybe we'll get to that in time. But I'm very happy with this one. I predicted it correctly. Best film editing. This was, I believe it was the first shock. I don't remember what came before. I don't remember if film editing came first or if cinematography came first. That was a big shock as well. Do you guys remember off the top of your head? Hello, Apitz Bin Senin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Correct me if I am not, please. Thank you for being here. But film editing shocked me. I thought it was going for The Father. I thought if not for The Father, it was going to go to Trial of the Chicago 7. Sound of Metal shocked me, man. It really did. And I'm not gonna crap on Sound of Metal because it's a really, really great movie. I personally thought the editing was the weakest part of it. I personally was shocked when it wasn't even nominated, but hey, that's awesome. Congrats to Sound of Metal. But that was one of the shocks of the night for me. Best costume design. I called it. No, I got this one wrong because I said Mank was going to get this one, and then Ma Rainey would get best makeup. Ma Rainey did get best makeup, but it also got best costume, and the costumes are phenomenal, and that's just freaking phenomenal, as well as the makeup. So congrats to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Best cinematography. Another shock. Another big shock. I'm sorry I keep scratching myself. I'm feeling scratches all over my body. Why is your camera recording in 240? Because it's the internet. It's the internet I got. Maybe it'll get better in a bit, maybe not. But that's the internet I have available for me. Best cinematography shocked me. I really thought it was gonna go Nomadland. I guess if I don't remember if I picked the runner-up, but I guess if I had to pick a runner-up, it would have gone to Mank, my guess. But yeah, I was shocked by this one. I didn't expect, and I actually don't agree. This one is one I strongly don't agree. I'm not mad at the Oscars. I'm way past beyond getting mad at this type of stuff. That's me. Not saying you shouldn't be. If you feel that way, it's 100% valid. But Mank to me totally doesn't get this over Nomadland. Nomadland was shot out there in the wild, um, in uncontrolled environments where the day just keeps moving. You get sunlight, the precise sunlight you need for this amount of time. You get little sunlight if you don't need it for this amount of time. But Mank was very controlled, and actually, the loss of color in that film helps a lot when it comes to the cinematography. But man, hey Leo, thank you for being here, brother. Thank you so much. Hello, Jorge. Thank you for being here as well. But yeah, cinematography. So far we've gone through two of the shocks, and that is Sound of Metal for best film editing, and Mank for cinematography. That was one that I'm like, I thought I had it in the bag, you know. But yeah, Mank. Congratulations to Mank. Let's go to best production design. There's a part of me that wanted Tenet to win, because Tenet is just so good and he got a little to no love at the Oscars. So there's a part of me that wanted Tenet to win, but I predicted Mank, and I think it's very deserving of the award in that regard. So congratulations to Mank as well for the production design. By the way, for any people coming in right now and missed the beginning, I want you guys to direct the conversation. So I'm just running down the winners, but whatever you guys want to talk about, let's talk about it. You guys choose the topics in the live chat. Let me know. Best sound went to Sound of Metal. This one was obvious. I don't think I know a single person that did not get this one right, because it was just it's in the name. That's a joke, but it uses the sound of it, or the lack of sound in it, as part of the story. So it is very deserving of this award. Allow me to just pick up my phone that just fell down for a sec. Here we go. All right, back on track. Best original song, dudes. I predicted "Fight for You." I can't believe I got it right, because I predicted "Fight for You." I have never even heard the song. Until yesterday when Her performed before the ceremony. It was an amazing performance. I really thought Speak Now was going to get it. Really shocked, but hey, I had a bet going on with a friend, and I'm very happy that I won, because I beat her by the end of the Oscars, by 2 points. By 2 points, I beat her with my 18 out of 23. She had 16 out of 23. Best score went to Soul. This one I bet on Soul. That was my guess. But I really thought Minari had a shot. I thought Mank had a shot, obviously, because it's the same composers. But very happy to see Soul getting this major win, and very deserved too. As the best score of the year wasn't even nominated by Ludwig Göransson for Tenet. So happy to see the second best score get the win. Best animated short. If Anything Happens, I Love You. This one I guessed like last minute. I have only seen If Anything Happens, I Love You and Burrow. I've not seen Genius Loki, Opera, or Yes People. But this was a last minute decision for me. This was, a last minute guess. I had no idea, but yay, got it right. Best live action short film is interesting. Best live action short film is interesting because I've only seen the actual winner. I've only seen two. I saw it, I want to say 2 weeks ago, maybe weeks ago. I was in bed. I have insomnia. I don't sleep well at night, just so you guys know. And so sometimes I put a movie on just to see if I start to catch some Z's. And I watched Two Distant Strangers from beginning to end. It was a really good film. It was the only one I watched. And so I went with that one just because, oh, I know this one. I'll go with it. And, thankfully I got it right. Jacoby P.S. You didn't listen to it during the credits of Judas. I listened to it because the credits were on, but I didn't pay attention. I heard it. Let's put it that way. I heard it, but I didn't listen. But I listened to it yesterday in Hearst's performance, and gorgeous. Best documentary short, I missed this one. I went with A Concerto is a Conversation. I had no idea about any of these. I never heard about any of the short documentaries. but I went last minute. I saw which one had the actual best odds, and I went with it, and I was wrong, you know. So congratulations to Colette on that. Best documentary feature, I got this one right. Again, have not. I actually have heard of Time. Time, I know it was at LFF. I actually couldn't see it because there was another movie playing at the same time. But I went with My Octopus Teacher. Again, it was the one that had the best odds. It was the one that my friend, who I had the bet with, was voting for. But yeah, so I got this one right. Best international film, you know, no big surprises, and this was actually one of the best speeches of the night by Thomas Vinterberg. It was profound, it was meaningful. Sorry about that screamed if you heard it. That's my housemate. He's watching his cousin play a tennis match. But yeah, another round, very deserved. Loved the speech, and I kind of want to rewatch again another round. Best animated feature, Soul. I was so nervous last minute that maybe Wolf Walkers would take it, which is an awesome film, and the directors are awesome guys. I've met them, so I wouldn't have been mad at all. But whew, really happy for Soul, deserved, and I got it right. Best adapted screenplay, also got this one right. The Father. Last minute, I actually got the feeling that Nomadland was going to take this one, which would have been, I wouldn't have been mad about it, but would have been out of nowhere. And there was another Nomadland award that came out of nowhere. We'll get to it in a bit, but very happy with The Father getting this one. Promising Young Woman, fuck yes, the first award of the night. What? Yes, it was the first award of the night for Emerald Fennell. Loved her speech. She was just so happy, so giddy. Love seeing this. And another one, I got it right. Before we move on to like the top categories, let's go to you guys. Patrick Burr is here from Australia. Hey, Patrick, thank you for being here. Have been able to take the Oscar seriously since 6 Sharknado movies were snubbed for Best VFX. Well, I've never seen a single one of them, and I never will. Hello! Thank you for being here, Zach. I'm actually going to be on Zach's channel very soon for a Fincher ranking, so stay tuned for that. I'm still crushed by what the Academy pulled at the end. We're going to talk about that for sure, Zach. Most of the winners I was pretty okay with. Yeah, most winners. Like, one of them I don't necessarily agree with, but again, I'm not mad at all. Zach also says, do you think we get an Eternals trailer soon? I guess. I mean, it probably drops as I'm doing this, which will suck because I will have to end this abruptly, and I don't want to. I want to chat with you guys a bit. But I'm waiting for it, dude. I'm waiting for it. She got more awards than we expected. I mean, no, she got about the same awards as we expected, just not the exact awards that we expected. But yeah. But yeah, dude, I'm waiting for it. What do you guys think? Do you think we see it today, this week, maybe next week? Because Kevin Feige is doing cartwheels right now, man. I'm stealing this one joke from Real James, my good friend. So yeah, I'm waiting, Feige. Do it. Jacoby P, you should do Best Picture third to last. Makes no damn. Dude, we're going to talk about that as well. And Patrick Burrow says, I will make you review Sharknado with me one day. Good luck. Name your price, and I will tell you if it is my price or not. Let's go to the acting categories. Yoon Yo-jung wins for Best Supporting Actress. Phenomenal. Love her speech. It was so pure, so wholesome. She was all giddy for Brad Pitt to introduce her. Brad Pitt helping her off the stage. Just mwah, mwah. Phenomenal speech. So to me, another of the top speeches of the night, it was Thomas Vinterberg, it was Yoon Yo-jung, and it was Best Supporting Actor, Daniel Kaluuya winning for his role as Chairman Fred Hampton in Judas and Black Messiah. Great speech, really profound as well, and then he turns it around, makes it fun and funny. He talks about his parents having sex, and that's how he wins the Oscar, and amazing. This dude is incredible. I fucking love him. Is this the big shock of the night, guys? Is this the big shock of the night? Because Tenet, Jesus, I wish it would have won cinematography. Mank for cinematography was shocking. Son of Metal for editing was shocking. But Frances McDormand as Fern in Nomadland, is this the big shock of the night? Real James is here just after I stole the joke from him. um, but is oh man, what do you guys think? Drop it in the chat. Is Frances McDormand winning the Best Actress award the big shock of the night, or was there any other? I'm guessing. I'm guessing some of you are going to answer the actor, the Best Actor award was the big shock of the night. But I want to know what you think about Frances. Let's catch up on some comments. Zach Galler, thank God the Yunyo Jung won and not the Hillbilly. Oh man. I don't know what that nomination was doing there, and they even buried Glenn Close deeper into the ground because, don't. Why was she twerking? Why? Top 10 worst things the Academy has ever done. And they had Glenn Close twerking. Jesus Christ. G. Kobe P. Ren, watch the Sharknado movies. In one of them, a shark bites off Frankie Muniz's leg. Life is just not fair for that man. I never seen the show, but I do get that reference. And in fact, the show Malcolm in the Middle in Portuguese was called, literally translated from Life Isn't Fair. That was the name of the show for me growing up. Patrick Burrow. My price is a beer when we actually meet. A beer with a non-filtered Australian. It can't be better. Look, if I am ever in Australia, you get me drunk enough and I'm staying at your place, maybe I'll drunk review Sharknado with you, Patrick. Zach Galler says, Daniel freaking Kaluuya, enough said. Fuck yes, my friend, fuck yes. Real James, Frances winning was a shocker. Would have thought Carey Mulligan here. Same. She had my vote. I got this one wrong. And this was another one like cinematography was one of those that I thought I had this one in the bag. There's no way this doesn't happen. Zach Galler says, Carey Mulligan gave a better performance. Promising Young Woman feels to me like the get out of this group. Heavy themes, and the debuting director won original screenplay but not best director. That's true. That's a lot of things in common, actually. G. Kobe P says, well, watch the show. It's a classic. It introduced the world to actually, Power Rangers introduced the world to Bryan Cranston, because he was in a lot of those episodes doing voices and being a suit actor for a lot of the weak monsters. I'm about to sneeze at any point. I apologize in advance. Patrick Burrow says, that's a deal, Ren. I own all 6 Sharknado movies on Blu-ray. I'll get you super drunk and we will watch and review. Good luck. Good luck. If I am drunk enough, Patrick will probably have to slap me awake during the review because I'll probably fall asleep during it. But it sounds like a deal if I'm ever in Australia, dude. All right, so Frances McDormand, I mean, amazing performance, but this was... Up until yesterday, I thought it was a 4-person race between Frances, Viola, Vanessa, and Carey. Later yesterday, after we did our live, after I talked to you guys, after I gave my predictions, I was talking with the friend that I made the bet with, and she raised some very good points about it being really a 3-person race, because that's what everyone was talking about. It was Carey, it was Viola. So France yesterday wasn't in my mind to even have a shot at winning, much like Andra Day. Performance would not have given her the Oscar. But yeah, really shocking. There's a part of me that is sad. There's a part of me that is disappointed. But man, it was a great performance. So, above everything, I'm just shocked. Just utterly shocked. Atkins wins Best Director. Now, let's keep the real question about this for the end, for after we run down the winners, because I voted. It's not like I vote for the Academy, but you guys know Anthony Hopkins had my vote. I talked to you guys yesterday. He had the by far best performance. He had the best performance of the year, not just of the year. But yeah, this one didn't shock me. I was super happy. The real conversation, however, is not giving the award to Hopkins is how they gave the award to Hopkins. All right, before the last two categories, let's run down into the chat and catch up a little bit. What's the last one I talked about? Okay, that was Patrick. Well, Malcolm in the Middle made him a name before break. Yes, it's true. I'm just joking with the Power Rangers. Like, if you don't like Power Rangers as much as I do, there's no way you would know that. So I was just fucking with you, my man. Would have given it to Carrie, says Jacoby P. Tyler Van, good show. Thanks for being here, Tyler. So glad Kaluuya won. He started off as a sidekick in Johnny English. That's true. That's true. I rewatched that film again. I sleep really bad. It's not like I sleep really badly, but I have big trouble actually falling asleep. So one day, I guess it was last year or maybe already 2 years ago. I don't know anymore. Time sucks. But I started watching that. I put it on to fall asleep too, and I was like, "Oh, Daniel Kaluuya, damn!" Now he's an Oscar winner. Patrick Burrow. Well, I mean, yeah, if you're drunk with an Aussie, I to keep you be an honor. The Academy loves Frances McDormand. Yeah, they do. John Cena is here. We can actually see him. Tenet deserved Best Sound. I agree, but unfortunately wasn't even nominated. So from the nominees, Sound of Metal was the rightful winner. Her performance in Three Billboards, says Zach Goller, was way better. I agree with that. I very much agree with that. What do I prefer? I think I'll watch Three Billboards more because there's a lot of levity to it. There's a lot more characters in it. But I think overall, I would say Nomadland is the best film. Yeah, I'm going with that. But I agree that Frances's performance was much better in Three Billboards. Gico EP, I'm not mad at Anthony Hopkins winning. It's how they handled it that pissed me off, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I'm with you. I'm totally with you, my friend. The Oscars are lucky the only audience was the actors and actresses. There was real fans there. They would have been booed out of the building because of the ending. I agree. But it's not like there's ever audience in there. It's always just people. Just actors, directors, writers, and etc. I remember Daniel Kaluuya was one of the bad guys from... That's true. You know what? That's true, but I haven't seen Kick-Ass 2 in the longest time, and I actually do like that film. Though I know I know I'm in the minority. But yeah, he's the Black Death. He's the Black Death guy. He's like the boxer that the motherfucker goes to recruit. I know I have the notion that he is in that film, but I can't mentally visualize it without watching the film, and I haven't seen it in the longest time. Zach Goller, Three Billboards is also more entertaining, and yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. GKP, I will say Three Billboards is more rewatchable than Nomadland, despite how great the movie was. Yes, I completely agree. I completely agree. All right, let's go to the last two awards, which unfortunately were not the final two awards. What the fuck is that? How do you give Best Director before you give Best Shorts? Like, I'm sorry, no disrespect to shorts. I've done shorts. I'm very proud of my shorts. But you don't give that after Best Director of a feature that was in theaters, that was in film festivals, that gathered all these awards, including Best Director and the big one, Best Picture. So I got these two right. Now we're waiting for the Eternals trailer to drop with Academy Award winner Chloe Zhao. We're waiting for the Eternals to get next year again, for Chloe to go up the stage again and hopefully last. Please, Academy. So yeah, those are the awards. Those are our winners. So backing up a bit, Frances was one I got wrong. Documentary short was one I got wrong. Best original score, Fight for You. Best sound, production design. I had Mank. I had Mank on this one. Best cinematography was another one I got wrong. Costume design was one I got wrong, and film editing was the other one I got wrong. All right, so Let's talk about the ceremony, guys. And to talk about the ceremony, I'm going to be fair, at least in my opinion, it started off great. It started off great. Regina King walking into the Union Station with a tracking shot, doesn't cut, beautiful. It was so relaxed. It was so lively. It was so vibrant. Everyone was chilled. Everyone was enjoying it. It seemed like we had time for them. No speech was interrupted, which is great. This night is about the nominees and the winners, so give them the time they need. Don't worry about anything else. And stealing this from, he called it out, stealing this from Dave Lee Down Under, man. From the moment they have that trivia game out of nowhere, and even with the changes in order of awards, they had already given Best Director like halfway through the night. What the fuck is up with that? That was weird, but didn't hurt the ceremony too much. The ceremony was going along really great, and then we have that trivia game from Questlove, who I love. I love Questlove. And that's the moment everything went to shit. That's the moment everything went to shit. I joked about Glenn Close twerking, and yeah, that was bad, but Jesus Christ, what happened after that was, oh shit, we don't have any more time. Just give out the last few awards we have to give. It was really sucky. It was really sucky, and it was sucky that they changed the order to have Best Actor last. Now, to recap a bit, I thought Anthony Hopkins gave the best performance. I thought he deserved to be the winner. I think that he should have won. I was very happy that he won. What comes across to me that is, I don't want to use the word disgusting. It was classless. Let's use that word. It was classless to leave that award to last, because you're giving people hope that maybe what you're doing is leaving the award to give to Chadwick Boseman last. And maybe they did this with the purest intentions. Maybe the Academy didn't mean anything by it. They just wanted to, since Anthony Hopkins was not there, maybe they wanted to give that person, whoever was going to accept, Olivia Colman was going to accept. We'll talk about that in a little bit. It gave people hope that what they were doing was give a moment to the passing of Chadwick Boseman and honoring him with the award for his magnificent performance. Don't get me wrong, I vote for Anthony Hopkins, but Chadwick's performance was sensational. And that didn't come across well. That came across as baiting people into keep watching, so they could maybe see the person they were voting for, they wanted to win, to get that last moment to close out the show and everyone leaving on a good note. And it didn't sit right. At the moment, as I was watching, I was just, hey, awesome, Anthony Hopkins won. That's the right decision. Very happy with this. But why? Why are we changing the order in general? Forget about how it comes across. Forget about the optics of this decision. Best Picture is the culmination of all the awards. Best Picture is when Best Picture is the actor coming together, the directing, the producing is Best Picture, the writing, the visual effects, the costume, the production, the cinematography is all that combined. That's what a Best Picture is, when you employ the best out of all those disciplines. That's a staple of the Oscars. You finish it by giving Best Picture. It does not make any sense at all for you not to give people Best Picture last. Give a moment to the entire film, to the producers who gave the green light to this film so it could be made in the first place. Give the moment to the producers who greenlit the film so it could be made in the first place, and get the actors to give amazing performances. Get the writers to write an incredible speech, an incredible script. Get the cinematographer to shoot this film in an amazing way. Get the sound people to mix and edit it seamlessly. I have no idea what happened. I have no idea who made that decision. And again, on top of all that, you put on the optics that this gives out to people. Like, why? Why? Even, let's say they don't give Best Picture last. Okay, why Best Actor? That was extremely specific not to at least be suspicious. And the optics of it all, again, I don't want to use the word disgusting, so I'm going to keep it as classless. Especially because Olivia Colman was meant to accept Anthony Hopkins' Oscar. The poor man is 83. He's back in Wales, a beautiful country, by the way. He's back in Wales. He was sleeping at the time, I'm sure, unlike my maniac ass, was up at 4:20 in the morning, 4:20, to finish off the Oscars. And Anthony Hopkins, as the class act, the gentleman that he is, puts out a video not only thanking everyone for giving the award, but paying tribute to Chadwick Boseman. So it was really that trivia game that sent everything downhill. But how you closed the show really left, rightfully so, left a sour taste in everybody's mouth, a sour aftertaste that just lingers on. So not anything against Anthony Hopkins. Again, I personally voted for him. I gave him the award myself. I would give him the award myself. It's just, it feels wrong. That's what it feels like. It feels wrong. It feels malicious in a way. So yeah, let's see what you guys think. The trivia game, says Real James. The trivia game should have been a segment they posted on YouTube. That would be good. That would be, or even the pre-show, or even instead of having fucking 35,000 commercial breaks, you have a trivia game. Jesus Christ. Have like a picture-in-picture thing where the commercials are on, but you can actually hear people having the trivia game. Since you're having commercials anyway, just have that stupid trivia game. Gigo EP, that trivia game thing with Lil Rel and Questlove was super cringe. It was. Luis Feliciano says, did you notice the tributes in the In Memoriam? Let's talk about the In Memoriam after finishing Luis's question. They forgot Naya Rivera and a few others. I didn't realize it. Watching the In Memoriam, and I'll talk about how bad it was in a sec, there were a lot of people that showed up there that I was like, holy shit, that they only passed last year? Because last year was so long. We all lost track of time a bit, so there were a lot of people there that I'm like, I thought they died 2 years ago or something. I wasn't familiar with Naya Rivera. I know who she is, I know what happened, but I never watched Glee, so I'm not too familiar with her, so she doesn't pop into my mind, but I'm sure they forgot a lot of people. And that In Memoriam was, at points, they had slow moments where they lingered on the image to let it sink a bit, but there were a lot of moments where it was just rushing past every person who unfortunately passed away, and it didn't feel right. To me, the real shit stain of that In Memoriam, though, was the upbeat music. They always do such a great job with the In Memoriam. Like, I don't care what anybody says. I know they always forget one or two people. Fine, it shouldn't happen, but hey, they're only human, okay? But that upbeat music just didn't sit right. Again, it's the optics of it. The lyrics were beautiful. It was fine. Why not have a slow, more ballady version of whatever that song was? It's the optics of it all. It's the optics. The optics suck. The optics of this just suck. Zach Goller says, the trivia game was a pre-show thing. You don't put it in the middle of the main show. I agree. Completely agree. It was pretty much trying to gain more views. Yep. Very much so. Wasn't Chadwick's wife there? Yes, she was, and I believe she wasn't alone. I don't know who else was with her. Maybe their kids were there. Maybe Chadwick's wife's parents were there, but she wasn't alone. That's for sure. That's absolutely for sure. Um, Imagine the Academy setting up the ceremony, assuming that Boseman got all the votes. Then they make asses out of them. I don't think so, because the votes close within I don't know exactly like how many days go by between when the votes close and they have their decision and then until the ceremony, but I believe they from the moment the votes close and they make their decision, I think there's enough time for you to see, okay, let's arrange or rearrange this as we see it deemed or necessary. And yeah, and yeah, so I don't think, I could be wrong, Zach. You could be very right, but I don't think so. I don't think that, not that there isn't a reason, but I don't think that would serve them as an excuse. Zach Collar, I don't think it's fair to complain that Anthony Hopkins wasn't in a building. We're still living in a pandemic, and the man is 83 years old. Better to be safe for now. Yes, exactly. And sure, he's vaccinated. To that point, he's vaccinated at this point. But you know, why not have a video? There were so many people throughout the night who were in freaking Australia, in France, in Italy, and were there ready to possibly maybe make speeches. I think that decision of the Academy not accepting like Zoom speeches was just atrocious. Just awful. G. Colby P. I've seen people say the ceremony was worse than Franco Hathaway gig. I mean, it was still bad, but it wasn't that abysmal. Nobody looked high. Well, aside from Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford was the best. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. It leaves a worse aftertaste because it just feels malicious again. But I also agree. I don't think it's that bad of a ceremony, because at least how it started and until that trivia game, I would say the ceremony itself was pretty good. It was relaxed. It was what do I want to say? Not it was just all around a more normal ceremony, if that makes any sense. There was no pomp and circumstance. People were there to enjoy their moment, to enjoy their night, and celebrate one another. At least that's how it came across to me. It was too rushed. The in memoriam, I agree, it was too rushed. I mean, a lot of people passed away. Like, we have accidents, we have diseases, we have old age, and now we have the goddamn virus. So yeah, a lot of people unfortunately passed, more than in other years, more than normal. But rearrange that, Academy. Rearrange that as you see fit. Don't pull everyone together for a 4 minute song. Let's say it's 4 minutes. I don't know how long it was. But if you have more people, then do a 6 minute song. Do a 7 minute song. Like, I'm not saying do a 15 minute song, but like, extend it a little bit. Give everyone their time. GKOP also says, honestly, wish they didn't. Why didn't they show the? I'm with you. Like, of all things, they show clips for everything else, if I'm not mistaken. They show clips for. How do you not show acting clips? How do you not show people giving their performances, like their best moments? I remember when they were giving Best Animated Feature, they passed that scene from Soul at the end when he's playing the piano and we hear that gorgeous, delicate, beautiful score from Jean-Baptiste. And I was crying. And I was like, can't wait to see Anthony Hopkins in his clip and the father when he asks for his mommy, and I'm gonna cry again. Like, goddamn. I don't get it. I'm baffled. It feels like a ceremony of dual identities. Like, started off so great. Here we go, Academy Awards. And I was like, oh, this looks great. So much more intimate. There's so much, like, space. Obviously, there was space between people because of the virus. But, there's so much space. Not everyone's, like, cramped up together, one on top of the other. You can see people. You can distinguish people. You can easily find where they're at. What happened? And then someone else must have come in. I'm gonna take over this shit now. Well, they didn't show production design clip. Okay, that's again, I'm not as bothered by that, but it's still, why aren't you showing clips? If you show clips for something else, why are you not showing it for this other thing? Again, optics, guys. Optics matter. How it comes across matters. Ah. But yeah, those are my thoughts. A few shocks. Again, not mad at anything. I'm mad at how the execution was. As we always say, for films and now for the Academy as well, it doesn't matter what you are about. It matters how you are about it. It's all in the execution. All in the execution forever and always. But those are my thoughts. Like, is there anything you guys want to talk about? Ask any questions. If I missed anything, maybe what were your snubs? What did you get wrong? How many did you get right? How many did you get wrong? Let's keep that conversation going. I just noticed that my Mozilla Firefox was open for some random ass reason. But yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? Is there anything I missed? Is there anything I skipped over that you feel needs some more, not explanation. I'm not here to explain anything. I'm just here to talk. But anything that I missed, anything that I didn't give my opinion about that you noticed, let me know, because I'm not seeing anything. I guess I've talked about everything at least I wanted to talk about. But yeah. Oh, hey. Hi, it's Ren, not Ryan, but thank you very much for being here, my friend. Can I have a request for you? Can you show the full design of the shirt you are wearing now with standing? Remove your microphone in front of you. Sure. This is a shirt that says, hang on. You're not going to hear me very well, but this is a shirt that says Infinity, and does it say Infinity? Yes. Infinity. It's like Iron Man touching hands with Thanos, like that painting of Michelangelo. It's Hand of God. Is it Hand of God? I don't remember if it is. But yeah. Real James, I stopped counting at 16 correct picks. I was too mad to continue. Did we talk about Regina King? Regina King. I talked about her entering the stage. Regina King being snubbed. Yes, I agree. I wanted so much more love to One Night in Miami. Hell, I would have nominated Kingsley Ben-Adir or Eli Gorey. That's the actors who played Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali, respectively, or Cassius Clay, as he was known at the time in the film. I would have nominated them. It got a good adapted screenplay nomination. I would have nominated the production design of that film. I would have, not that I know who I would take out of the nominees. Maybe I would have taken out, was News of the World nominated for production design? Was it nominated for production design? Let's see. Yes, it was. I would have nominated One Night in Miami for production design over News of the World. I would have nominated one of the other actors over Leslie Odom Jr., and he was fantastic, don't get me wrong. I would have maybe nominated for Best Picture. I would have nominated One Night in Miami for Best Picture over Mank, over Judas and the Black Messiah, over Sound of... and maybe even Regina King over David Fincher. I know that's unpopular. I do love Mank, don't get me wrong. Gave it an A or an A minus here, don't remember. But it was one of those two. I would have probably given her the nomination, because One Night in Miami is just spectacular. So thank you for bringing that up, James. That's a good shout. Luis Feliciano, Eternals trailer was trending #1 last night. Then why did my tweet only get 10 likes? I'm kidding. I don't care. But yeah, it was. Everyone was ready. Like, drop that trailer now. But Disney also dropped the West Side Story trailer, so they probably don't want to cannibalize themselves. When will we ever get a host again? If we ever get a host again. The first year we actually did not get a host, I thought it worked very well. I was extremely impressed, because I'm a big fan of the Oscars having a host. I'm a genuine big fan of them getting that host. But that first year worked really well. Then the second year didn't work so well. It was still a good ceremony. It was fine. Nothing particularly wrong with it that I can remember. The second year didn't work so well without a host, and last year was the second year without a host, if I'm remembering correctly. Because it was 2017 Jimmy Kimmel, and then in 2018 he also hosted again, and they made all the jokes about the fumble at the end with Best Picture, which is meant to go last. And so then 2019 was the first year without a host. Then 2020 was the second year. Didn't work so well. Again, nothing particularly wrong with the ceremony, but very happy. Will we ever get a host again? It's not when, it's will we ever get a host again. I would like to. I would like to, man. Maybe do a rotation year, like have a year with a host and then a year without a host, and a year with a host and a year without a host, and so on and so forth. But I like it. I like without a host. I like with a host. Zach Guller says Regina King getting snubbed crushed me. One Night in Miami got robbed. I agree, dude. I watched that film and I'm like, this is gonna rule the Oscars, man. This is gonna rule the Oscars, and boom, I was wrong. Gico EP, I got 0 because I didn't predict anything. You know what? You got all of them right then. That's the way you gotta think. You didn't predict anything, so you got all of them right. But speaking of last year's ceremony, one of my favorite bits of yesterday was Bong Joon-ho presenting Best Chloe Zhao, which was full. But Bong Joon-ho presenting the award from a freaking movie theater. That was fucking mint. Love it. Love that moment. Great Bong Joon-ho. Great. I love him so much. It was one of my favorite moments, like from the Dolby Theater in Seoul, South Korea, and I was like, fuck yes. Promote movie theaters, please. And everyone was actually doing their best to promote movie theaters. Regina King started out talking about it as she opened the show. A few other people talked about movie theaters as they presented awards. Stephen Yeun talked about going to the movie theaters as a kid. A lot of other people talked about Laura Dern as well. How great was she? But yeah, love Bong Joon-ho presenting it from a theater in Seoul, South Korea. Love it, love it, love it, love it. It was amazing. All right. So, but I guess that is it, everyone. I guess that's everything we talked about. Oh, hang on, we got some more questions. Zach Aller, is Eternals just everybody's most anticipated movie, Marvel movie this year now? It was already for me. I did my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year. Eternals was number. Ooh. Was it number 2 or 3? I don't even remember. I think it was number 2. Because by the time I made that list, I had seen Nomadland. I knew Chloe Zhao was directing. We had heard already all the big things that Marvel thought about the Eternals. So yeah, it was already mine. It was already mine. Because I fucking love the Eternals. Gico BP. I've seen guys like Scott Derrickson talk about this. Do you think it's fair to have a competition where art competing against art? Isn't it all? It is, but that's competition because it goes for votes. It's not like you're having a race where objectively the movie that crossed the line first wins. It's all about votes. And it's not, I don't consider it a competition. I consider it a celebration. Now, there's a lot of things about how to get your movie nominated in the first place that I feel is kind of wrong and goes against the notion of it being a celebration, but it still is a celebration, I feel, and at least I look at it that way, and being nominated is already a victory in itself. Because, you know, studios and movies from the same directors are now going to promote it like from the director of Oscar nominated, blah, blah, blah. And really the general audience just sees Oscar nominated or Oscar winner, and most of them really don't know the difference or don't care to know the difference. They more noticeably notice Oscar and they're like, oh, this person directed an Oscar movie. That's the notion that they have. Luis Feliciano. But before we move on, But I don't think it's wrong of Scott and many other people to think that way. I think it's valid. It's a fair point of view. Um, so yeah, I don't think it's wrong for them to think that way. I just don't agree. Again, it goes into the subjectivity. What do you think of the Oscars? Luis Feliciano, yes, Eternals is my number one most anticipated movie of the year. Please, Disney, drop the trailer. We're all waiting for it, my friend. We're all wait. I was just looking at my phone to see if we got if I got a release, a notification, if somebody said to me, the trailer is out, motherfucker. Hang on, I got a tweet from Zach Pope. No, okay, it was just a joke, not a trailer. But yeah, we're waiting for it. Drop it, Marvel. Drop it while it's hot. Gico BP, I can't believe Dolittle and music got snubbed for best waste of time. Music was worse than Dolittle, I'll say that. I watched that movie and I'm not the expert in autism, so I can't comment about how faithful to what it is. But just the movie itself, it's a god awful movie. It's an atrocity. It's a waste of time, as you said, Gico BP. Yeah, I don't think I don't the less we talk about it, the better. I don't even know what to say anymore about those movies. I thought everybody's number one anticipated Marvel movie was Venom 2. It is my number one most slept on movie. Because whenever I hear about Venom 2, I sleep on it. I don't care. At least right now. I'm kind of excited that Andy Serkis is directing. But until a trailer, at least until a trailer comes out, my excitement is at zero. It's not at -1, it's not a -100, it's just at zero. Right now, I'm completely indifferent to it. Anyway, I guess that's it, everybody. I guess we talked about everything we wanted to talk about. Thank you, everyone. Oh, dude, I know you were joking. I know you were joking, my friend. No worries. But thank you everyone for being here. Thank you to G. Colby P. Thank you to Zach Goller, Real James, Geekly Goods, Luis Feliciano. Thank you to Apists. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right again. Never fear correcting me because I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and I want to pronounce your name right. If you're here giving me your time and watching the show. Thank you to John Cena. Thank you to Patrick Burrow, Tyler Van. Thank you. That's it. I think that's all of. Thank you to Jorge, and thank you to Tony Movie Chappie. Thank you everyone for tuning in, for bouncing off thoughts with me, and yeah, Oscars, few shocks, no real snubs. I'm happy with the winners in general. But the ceremony, man. The ceremony. Steven Soderbergh, I believe, produced and directed the ceremony, however that works. So he was naughty. He was naughty last night with what he did. And again, stealing from Amanda from Candid Cinema. The Academied. So that's it. All the love to all the winners. Much respect to Chadwick Boseman and to his family. They didn't deserve that. Above everything, they didn't deserve that. They didn't deserve to get that false hope if it wasn't going to pay off. To me, the Oscars are about celebrate the best in film. Celebrate what you think is the best. We will disagree. It's all subjective. Again, we go back to that. But structure yourself around how people's hopes might get up if you put Best Actor last in any year, but in a year like this especially. Best Picture is last, guys. You've had it for 90 years. Don't change it now. But yeah, sour note, but again, we celebrate the best in film, and that's really what matters at the end of the day. Thank you so much once again, everyone, for watching. We'll be back very soon. I don't know what we have going on this week. I'm dropping a review for Without Remorse, but I still have to check what the embargo is exactly on that. I know it's this week, but for all I know, reviews already started going out, so who knows. But I'll see you very soon. Maybe I'll see you later today with an Eternal Show reaction. Who knows? And yeah, thank you so much once again, everyone. Till the next one, love each other and love